Okay. Okay. There we go. Hey. Hey, it's Elia. How's it going? Sorry. It's stressful day. Stressful day. Uh how's it going? The power has constantly been the power just shut off for a minute and that sucked. It's well, now it's nice, but the air conditioning was off for a little bit. How are things? How are things? I had Oh, that's good. I'm glad that I help you draw. That makes me feel good. You're a good artist. I'm happy to contribute in some way. If you can't make good art, it should help good art be made. Yeah. Well, the power went out, Robin. The power legitimately just crapped out for a minute. So that's just great. Forgot. I was just like, I'm leaving tomorrow for New York. I'm like, I don't get if this happens while I'm gone. I don't care. But why? No, I can't go. Can't go out today. Anyways, so we'll just keep on until the power shuts off again. I'm not doing this a third time. I'm not doing this a third time. A fourth time, I guess technically. If it shuts off, that means the internet crapped out again, and that'll be it. Um, I don't even remember what I was saying. Um, 8 movies. They're pretty fun. The air conditioning in my room is finally back on, which is good. Yes, they're pretty fun. I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen the third one, and I haven't seen the new one either. So I'm a little bit behind, but you know, Caesar, right, is played by Andy Serkis, aka Gollum from Lord of the Rings. I occasionally post make every once. No, I occasionally post art like on my YouTube channel, but mostly it stays with my books. Although, uh, I, so the story right now, at least in the house, is I'm moving. Um, we're planning to move. And I have just all these art books, and I can't carry them to me to a new place. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going through all my. I've kept every single sketchbook I've worked out of for the past like 6 years. So there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. They're all over the house. So the plan is I'm going through all of my old sketchbooks, and I'm taking out the ones I find all the drawings I find that are most interesting, and I'm gonna bound them into a book, but I'm also gonna scan them and post them online. So at some point, possibly post them online or maybe put them into a single art book. So at some point down the line, I'm going to just do a massive drop of art, possibly in a single collected volume. Will anybody look at it? I doubt it, but it'll be fun. It's fun, at least for me, to go through all this old stuff. Yeah, so I don't know. I've always just been insecure about posting art. I'm less insecure now that I've been doing this for a bit and I have a lot more control. Like my art is a lot cleaner and nicer than it used to be. Nymph, good to see you. Like like this is an old book actually, so that I found that. Hello, Nymph. How's it going? Good to see ya. Good to see ya. Losing energy. Sorry. It's been a little bit ink. I'm good. I'm starting to get a little tired myself, but I'm going to keep going for at least a little while. The power, technically, the power kept going out on the stream. The internet kept going out, and then the power went out for a few minutes, so that's been very frustrating. So, warning to everybody: the power might go out again, and if it does, the internet or power might crap out again. So, and if it does, I'm just not going to come back on because I've done it like 3 or 4 times, and I'm tired of trying to deal with it. Okay. How's it going with you? What you got going today? Was today the first day of school? I assume school's starting up again for a lot of people. Not me, obviously. Yeah. Are you back in school? Or are you in school? Yeah. I think like this is usually like August is usually the last period a lot of people have before school. So why do I know this? Why am I keeping track of this? Because as streaming, your numbers go way up during the summer and go way down after it. So I was having some good numbers during the summer, and now that is not happening anymore. So advice for streaming: summer. Summer is you're busy. If Zalila's great. I don't know if you've seen Zalila's art, Nymph yet. Nymph is great too. Zalila does like a lot of emotes for streamers and stuff. They posted my Discord before, if you're curious. And they've done. They did. Zalila's done. I'm actually quite impressed with your art. Did stuff for my friend Funk. Did some emotes for my friend Funk, who I have not seen in a bit, which it bums me out a little bit. They're busy. They got work. Did I tell you guys that I'm going to New York tomorrow? Nice. I'm very excited about that. I'm looking forward. Oh, thank you, thank you. Trying to draw a female archer. On my Discord, but I'm sure Corpse has a much more official place if they want to post. I had an idea for fantasy story today. Actually, I had an idea for 2 fantasy stories, but I'm prone to in my writing at least, prone to like letting my reach exceed my grasp, because I just came up with like a big idea for something. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea, but it's a lot of work. I have to finish focusing editing on the novella I've already written, and I should be trying to get that out, but it's I'm having trouble. Yeah. That's why you got to go to my Discord. It's the best place in town. Have you tried the So Lila, what's like the art focused Twitter one that popped up recently? I've never posted there, but I should. I like that. The that's like kind of independent from like all the others. Do you remember what that one's called? Yeah. You know, there's that the art focused like Twitter thing that was started in response to Facebook trying to do AI that exists right now. That's like independent. That's an independent one. Art focused Twitter website. So, art. I forget the name of it. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. That was the one I was thinking of. I knew you knew. Uh, I found success with I don't know what you want to say success with. I've found success with making here on. I've actually found success here on YouTube with making little videos about art. But then again, you know, you're running a business, so I don't know. But I've occasionally gotten like good views from like making like shorts here on YouTube about art. Not all the time. The last few have been kind of flops, and I'm trying to think of what to do next. But several of my biggest videos have all been successfully. Also, you know, not to. There is this right now. What we're doing. Not that I really started this with to advertise art. Art's more of a hobby, but I did do this to advertise my writing. Yeah, it's not too bad for art if you know how to use it. TikTok is also good for artists, I find, generally. Although I just can't. I can't do TikTok anymore. I just can't. I just found it so over. It was one of those things that was making my life worse. So even though I was starting to develop a following on there, I just couldn't do it anymore. I'm gonna. I found making. Yeah, yeah. The worst is if you at all try and be just a little bit like active, like with like the outside world. Like, oh my god, corpse! The amount of like nightmarish like conspiracy theories that TikTok thought I really wanted to see was just terrible. And I was just like, I don't want to like. It was the conspiracy theories that they were constantly feeding me that made me finally quit. That I was just like, nope, not doing this anymore. I don't know. Maybe I'll. Yeah. I just couldn't do it. I wasn't strong enough or whatever. But it was a shame. I mean, I didn't delete my account. I have it. I just deactivated it. So theoretically, I could always come back to it. But we'll see. See if it lasts. I mean, God, that whole thing is them banning. Oh man, I the TikTok ban is not something that I think was a good idea. Even though I don't like TikTok, I think I think it's kind of yeah. There's yeah. It sets a precedent for things I am not a fan of, but yeah, yeah. It's generally okay for like you can build up a following as an artist on TikTok. I've found. Um, I mean, truthfully, I've had the most success building a following for like my stuff here on YouTube. So it's like you know, this is where yeah, I agree. So like this is I have the most like enthusiasm for YouTube, honestly, as a place to build a following for all this stuff that I want to do. Although I don't think like I'm a big believer in like don't be loyal to one platform. Like I don't know. I was seriously like recently I was seriously considering trying to like start posting on LinkedIn. I know LinkedIn is terrible and cringe, but I've been seriously considering doing it. I'm not on Twitter either, so or X. Although I don't know. You know, the funniest thing about that, I've told the story before, but you guys probably you haven't heard it. Is I left Twitter, and then when I finally decided to quit Twitter, a day later it was announced Elon Musk had bought it. So like literally a day later, I Twitter was bought out by Musk. So I think I'm very I'm very cool. I'm very hip. Oh no, I had been on Twitter for like 2 years, and I had finally decided that I and I was like, you know what, I because every time I logged on, I was just mad. It made me mad, and I was like, you know what, this is never gonna be good. Like this is never gonna be good. This is never gonna make me happy. And I can either like try in vain to make this better for myself, or accept the fact that it's never going to happen. And I was like, this is just never going to be a good fit for me. So I quit it, and I never looked back. Although so I'm happy to be off it. I understand like Zalila here is running a business and needs to like get their name out there. So I'm fine. I get that. I get that 100%. If I was seriously trying to like get commissions and stuff, I'm not. I would I would probably go back on to try and advertise myself, but I'm not going to. Yeah. I've never been on with Musk in charge, so I don't really know what's in store. I like how we've all, as a society, agreed to keep calling it Twitter. Like nobody's calling it X. I like how we still call it Twitter. Yeah, I agree. I agree. You can not spend more than a few minutes. It's gotten worse from my understanding. Uh, Twitter is a much better name. It also fits with what Twitter is. It's little tweets. It's little like tweets of things. Um, I like this. You know, I like the newer, somewhat. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, what do you call them now? You can't call them tweets. You can call them what, Xtils. I don't know what do you call, eeks. Yeah, yeah. Well, he's cool to a very chud based group who's like, oh, any second crypto is going to take off. Xtables. Yeah, that was the one. So I was trying to remember that one. The one somebody pit. Yeah. Um. I remember when I used to think Elon Musk was cool. I'm trying to remember how like I'm trying to remember like I don't know, because at one point Elon Musk was very cool, and then it just all stopped one day. I think it's the time, definitely like him, like the Thai, like his response to the Thai, like the Thailand kids stuck in the cave in Thailand. I was like, really, dude? You're that dude was a hero who died. You're a loser. You're a loser troll. Like the worst thing, I think the worst thing in the world somebody did was tell Elon that he was very funny because he thinks he's so funny. Like, it's like, yes. Anyways, okay. Yeah, it is. You're a talented artist, Nymph. I like your art a lot. I like the style. I like the style that you have. I think it's very very like appealing. It's yeah, it's I don't know what you would call it exactly, but it's very it's you've got a good style going. Like I don't know names, but it's good stuff. Um, kind of kind of a mix between like Cal Arts and yeah, it feels like a little bit of mix between like Cal Arts and anime or something. I don't know. You know, yeah, yeah, it's definitely like anime-ish, but it's it's there's God, I remember I don't know. Were you guys ever around with like? Did you guys ever go to Newgrounds and saw like the really goofy like faux anime style that people in Newgrounds used to do? I always thought that was so funny. Uh, where it's like it's like the anime eyes, but like these like really like cardboard cut out like animation stuff. I always thought that was so like fascinating. Somebody should bring that back, like ironically or something. Like Adult Swim should do like a show in that art style. I think that would be funny. Yeah, I like yours. Yeah, well, it's so it was the sort of it was okay. So it was the sort of style that existed because like anime. Well, anime had been popular since like anime had been like a cult thing in like since like the '90s, but it was starting to hit like much more mainstream like appeal. And so like what a lot of kids would do like with Flash is they would try and animate in anime style, but they couldn't really do that. So they would use like these really like stiff Flash motion that almost look like South Park sort of thing. So it would be like these sort of, and it would be like anime, but not well. Essentially like you would take like the line tools, and try and make an anime character out of that. It was very. It was like they called it like anime sock puppets or something. It was very. I was always bemused by that because it was they were trying, and it was so serious. You guys don't understand how serious they took it because it was always it was very like teenagery, like this is the dark, like this is the darkness, like the darkness of my soul, and it'd be faux. Oh man, I wish I could. Yeah. Oh my god. Yes, they would take it very seriously. Lincoln Park must would be played quite frequently, and it would be like just littered with like curse words and stuff because it's like this I'm a teenager. I'm 15 now. I curse. you know, I've become so numb. It was very amusing. It was back before like Americans kind of figured out how to do anime better. Uh, it, like nowadays we nowadays like Americans are pretty like good at emulating anime stuff, but like back then they were less good, and it was very funny. I wish I could remember it because there was like stuff they would do like I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if I can maybe find some stuff. There was a channel I used to follow that would kind of riff on these. Let's see. Oh, it's still up. They haven't like produced anything new in a long time, but I used to. Let's see. Let's see if I can find. Because let's see if I can find stuff. Oh man, God, they did a lot of stuff. Ooh, yes, this had it. No, no, no! I don't want you to actually play it. I don't want you to actually play it. I don't want you to actually play it. Yeah. Oh, yes. This had it. This had it. Oh. Uh. Let's see. Let's see if I can find like a long play. One second. This just because I don't want to like. Okay. I think we won't go into trouble. So this was a famous one. I'm going to show you this just for a minute. This was a very famous one of these. With the added thing that they were also this was also a Christian thing that they were doing. Like this was supposed to be for like this was supposed to be like a Christian version of this. So uh, this is I won't play it all, but I'll show you what I mean by it. This was a game. Let's see. I just want to. Yeah. So. Yeah. So like this style, like this is what I mean by it. Like it's like a melted candle essentially. Anyways, can't lie. If I tried to make flash games, then I definitely would have made it in that style. That's what I would have tried to do. We could do a let's play. I'm pretty sure they're still up at some point. I'm pretty sure they're still on. That might be fun sometime to do one. Yes, it's still around. Oh, because they get so weird these games. Yes, yes. The guy is still there. Yeah. Right? Yeah, it is. It's pretty funny. Yeah, that's like anime. Oh, no worries, no worries. That's like anime. That's like the anime. That was pretty like, but like all the like flash games and like animations looked like that. That one was notable for being quite bizarre and also Christian. Like it was attempted to be like Christian. It was a Christian version of that style. So you can all. I always found that so funny. Um, Newgrounds was amazing because like it was like there was so much crap on there. Oh, okay, sure. What is this? Oh, oh, ooh. One second. A real deal clip of me. I didn't even like. I didn't even. I wasn't even aware that the feature was available on YouTube. I knew it was. I knew it was a thing on Twitch, but I wasn't. I didn't realize it was. That is funny. I'm funny. Can you have Comedy Central give me a pilot? No. Is Comedy Central even a thing anymore? Thank you. I wanted to be a comedian when I was a kid, or at least like pursue comedy as like a career. I still do. I still do a lot of like that stuff. But I don't know. Like the whole reason I started to learn to draw is because I wanted to start making comic strips, but I never got to the point where Nymph, that's always such a hard. Writing is hard, Callie. Writing is a game of hide and seek. Okay. Oh boy, that's always something so difficult. That's always like a famous thing comedians get anxious about is like when people say, "Tell me a joke." Uh, okay. Let's see. What was it? What was the bit I used to do? Okay. No, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just trying to remember. I'm trying to remember a bit. Okay. Um, you know, I wasn't the most popular in high school. Uh, One time I tried to organize a fight club, but nobody showed up but my mom, and she won. Or that that reliably got bits. Uh, I used to do more like strange little premises. Like I've been working on this one idea. I think I even tried to make a video out of it. Okay, so, yay! I did it. Um, so, uh, damn it! I had this idea in my head. I've had this idea in my head for a few days. Okay, so this is like the start of a bit. Okay, I get brought on. Yay, Sean! Sean is on. So, man, the world it's just gone crazy today. It's just wild. You know, with people just on their phones, on social media all the time. I feel like I'm the only sane person in the world. And, what's the deal with movies today? So many Marvel movies. I just feel like I'm the only sane person left. And of course, you know what? Nobody talks about how a year ago the sun got replaced with a giant eyeball that whispers dark prophecies into my ear about how the ancient ones shall return to Earth and eat all of man. And also, music is so weird. That one's a higher premise one. That one's a higher premise one. Uh, so, the joke is, no, I don't need therapy. The joke is, That is a fairly like stand-up comedy fans would know this. Stand-up. No, the sun didn't actually get replaced. The joke is there's a fairly trite and ter- ter- terrible like opening that like some really hacky stand-up comedians will do, where they go like, "Am I the only sane one left? I feel like everybody else has gone crazy." That is, if you ever do stand-up comedy, never do that opening. That is a terrible opening, and that is a thing only hacks will do. Um, and it's usually a sign that they're about to say something kind of racist. That often happens when I've heard that one. Anyways, I thought it would be funny to like do that one and then go like and then say something legitimately insane as a bit where it's like, am I the only sane one here? And what about the lizard people? What about the lizard people that exist? Yeah. You'll see like so one thing that's interesting I'll point out is like a lot of these conservative dudes that you see on like who are around nowadays are actually failed comedians, like legitimately, like legit or like failed right or like failed like they failed in the arts world. I don't want to talk too much about these people, like, but yeah, Matt Rife is a guy. Yep, Matt Rife is one of those guys. They're all kind of failed comedians and stuff. That's why they're so obsessed with like because what they feel. And oh my god, sure. Uh, like it's not exactly. I can tell you stories about like stand up comedy, me doing it. Stand up comics, I will throw out there, are miserable. Okay, are some of the most miserable people on earth, and they're quite. One of the problems I have with like stand up comics, just in general, is that it is that they are. They're very they have a very high opinion of what they do. Like if you talk to a stand-up comic for like a second, like if you talk to like a stand-up comic who's very into stand-up comedy, they'll be like, yeah, we're like the real truth tellers of like we're the modern day prophets really. And then they're like all their stuff is about like just complaining about their like ex-girlfriend or something. This one, I mean, that's not a terrible bit. And I just I don't it's or like oh my god or like this whole like yeah well no or it's like I mean there's a gross running thing where like a stand-up comedians will just obsessively talk about I don't want to bring it up because I don't know young people but they'll obsessively talk about like two or three subjects and then that's all they'll talk about and if you want to like hear the intimate details of like kind of the most miserable people on the face of the earth, go to a stand-up show, go to like an open mic night, and you'll hear like, ugh, you'll just be like, okay, great, thanks for telling me this. I'm glad I sat around. Um, okay, I have another bit. If you guys want to hear it, this one's less high concept. Recently I started drawing. Recently I started drawing, and I've come to really appreciate. So like okay, this one's weird. Okay. Like so, I've been drawing lately, and I've been trying to teach myself to draw, and uh, because I'm lonely and I have a lot of free time. Uh, um, you don't need friends or romantic partners if you can draw them yourself, and then you put yourself in the middle, and you're popular. But what I found, like with art, is that it really kind of really puts you you share a lot with like a serial killer as an artist because like You literally get obsessed with like because the one thing that serial killers know to share is they want to see what the inside of a human being looks like for different reasons. For different reasons, there's Anyways, that was. Oh, that's so cool. That bit kills in stand-up clubs with drunk losers. That's so cool. Can I see it? That's so cute. If you want to share it, feel free to. I'm curious to see it. Oh darn it! No, no, no. I'm currently on Discord. Uh, Discord changed the uh, Discord changed the posting rule. Changed where the voice chat is. So I keep accidentally clicking voice. I keep accidentally clicking like voice chat, and where I just mean to click normal stuff, which is frustrating. What do I want to do? Have conversations with people? No. I want to stay here alone in my house. I remember when COVID. So I started streaming during COVID. As kind of just a way to like stop stop myself from just like stop the isolation I was feeling because I was like, oh, I'll start streaming. Um, and it was nice, but it turned into. Yes, I am having a conversation with you, but it's like a conversation where I can hear the other person respond. Is what I mean. What I'm saying is I found it very surreal that like all my conversations had turned into me talking and reading other people's like texts at me. I ended up finding that it was very surreal. That for a while that was my only mode of communication. Like I was only talking to people like digitally. That was a very surreal moment. And honestly, as of now, most of my friendships are still online. That is just. Oh, sorry, Callie. How's it going, Callie? Sorry, I got distracted. I was just I saw something I was just curious about. What was I saying? Uh, Kara. What with Kara? What they're doing? I want Kara to survive. Zalila, it's good. It's good having you here. Thank you. And Callie, welcome to the YouTube. Welcome to the YouTube side. Okay, what are the names for your book? What are the names for your houses in your book? Sorry, I was distracted for a minute. I was just reading what Kara, like how Kara is working. Uh, no, I'm cheering for Kara. I want that to succeed. I want a more independent uh, social networking site to work. And she's trying very. The person in charge is trying very hard to like maintain and keep it open for people, but it's like I don't know. Like, remember web? Were you guys? Are you guys young enough to like remember website? Are you guys old enough to remember when like people would just go to random websites every day? I miss that. Now it's just like Facebook channel, YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok. You know, 5 or 6 big websites, and that's pretty much it. I know this sounds like a very old person thing to be, but darn it, back in my day, the internet used to feel personal. Now it feels very corporate. Uh, uh, yeah. I mean, what can you? I mean, the problem is like reading reading the Kara thing. It costs them like Kara is by all measures a success as an independent thing, but she says like, yeah, it cost me about like $2,000 a month to run this thing, and I'm like, Jesus, like that you can't run that as like it's pretty hard to run that as like an independent thing, and it's only going to the more it expands, the more you're going to have to spend money to make it, and it's like how do you do that, like I was reading I once looked into like what it would cost to just create my own like video hosting site, because I was like uh, I was looking into what it would cost to create my own video hosting site, because it was like Imgur, yeah, is and I found it to be very. Anyways, a lot. The answer is a lot. Making my own little private YouTube space for me would be a lot of money, too much money. It would be about $20,000 approximately, which is too much. I would argue money for a layperson to spend. So, Callie, tell me about your houses. Are they in order? What is this one? I'm gonna upload both of these as shorts. By the way, Nymph. I always appreciate when people make clips because I can post them as shorts on my channel, because that's something I like. One advice I've heard. Okay, the Shamblefoot for the Banshees. For the Banshees, the House of. Ooh, I like all this. Shamblefoot. That's a good name for a royal house of zombies. I like that. Imager, by the way, is very annoying to use often. So what? So what is this for exactly, Kelly? Do you guys want to hear this? The idea for a fantasy story I came up with today. I think it's a fun idea. Right? Yes, that one. I like that. I like the name of. I always like the name of that one. Yeah. You guys want to hear the idea for a fantasy story I came up with today? Um, it's a fun idea. I don't know if I'll do it. Nymph. Uh, Nymph. No, Delilah is out. Okay. Um, so. Okay. Well, wait for Nymph to return. Um, it'd be a big hit. A billion people would read it. Bigger than Song of Fire and Ice or Game of Thrones, and everybody would love it. And I would make a million. Okay. Um, it's more of a Discworld inspired idea. So basically, okay, I was thinking about dragons. In Have you seen House of the Dragon, Kelly, and or Nymph, who is busy using Imgur right now? Anyways, I was thinking about dragon riders and stuff, and it's like if dragons are so big and powerful, like I was wondering, why not? Why can't they? Like, okay, so I had this idea. It's like, what if like dragon riders, like if they get dragons and they have them like pick up like what's essentially like a stagecoach or something, and you put people in there, and you like okay, so like okay, I'm tired, and this is just an idea that's been in my head. So basically, you have people get into like what's essentially a box, like a big ship or something. You have people get into a ship. You have people get into a ship, and you have a dragon pick it up and fly it, and fly it to wherever you need to, and that's basically a fantasy airplane, right? Like that's basically fantasy. Like I thought that would be an interesting idea to explore. Like you just have like what like a fantasy airline would be like, and it's like uh, a group of dragon riders who like fly ships all around the world. Because like forget Castle Rock controlling like some Castle Rock thing. Like what the Targaryen should do with like their dragons is they should just be flying, using them to fly people around. Tripper. How's it going? Look at little Charizard. Look at little Charizard. He's running around. He's running around. He's so cute. I love that. I love that gift. I'm good. I'm headed off to the big city, the big Windy Apple. Day. The Thank you. I'm headed to the big Windy Apple tomorrow. The the city of angels herself. Uh, New York City. The city where if you can make it there, Day, you can most likely make it in many other places. The city of the concrete forest where personal ambitions can be achieved. Really? Wow. I don't think I've I don't think I've ever been there. I don't think I No, I wasn't there until after that happened. New York. I used to live in New York. Fun story about me. Fun story about me. I for about a year or 6 months I lived there. It's where I took my first art class. And now I return there for. And Callie lives there. Wow. Tell that puppy, have a good darn time. This is for the puppy. Bark! Bark, bark! Bark? Bark. He'll know what it means. He'll know what it means. Bark! I'm trying to do a Christopher Walken impersonation. I can do Jimmy. I can do Jimmy Stewart. You guys want to hear my Jimmy Stewart? It's very good. It's New Orleans. It's not. It's not. Darn it! It's in Jim's house. It's not here. It's in Jim's house. It's in Wayne's house. But you know, I used to do it better. I just So how's the book going, Kylie? And also, I just watched a movie today. It's a movie I saw it before, but I liked it enough that I rewatched it. And so, one not a lot of people have seen, and I kind of wish more people had seen it. But it's called Burn After Reading. It's a very good movie. It's a spy comedy of sort. It's by the Coen brothers, and Coens are my favorite directors. Boy. Boy, I am fading fast. I'm aiming for about 10 o'clock this stream. But I might call it. How long have I been on? Ugh. How dare you, Callie? Food? At this time? When TV is available? Wait. You can do food and TV. Darn it! Why didn't I realize this? Whoa. Whoa. There's a Lord of the Rings anime? What? How it? Okay. Ooh, nice. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad for that. Oh boy. I'm paying. I'm paying fast. Yet my mind wants to at least get this eye ready. It's I think it's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Latest Planet of the Apes movie. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Yes, that's the one that was released this year. Yeah, yeah, it's the next. It's the next in like the trilogy. You know, it's not. It's yeah. It's the new. You don't. You can just start at the beginning of that, which I like. I like that they're doing stuff like that. Yeah, start of a new trilogy or new. Yeah, it's not. You can just kind of start there, and if you hadn't seen the others, you can just. Yeah, it's set after I believe the death of Caesar. From my understanding, it's like it's if you want to just follow, if you want to just start there, it's that was kind of what it was designed for. I actually think that's a good idea. Just just tell a complete story in 3 movies. You know, if we're gonna like do this franchise thing, like just tell one complete story in 3 movies, and then after that, skip ahead and start a new tale set in the same universe. You know, yeah, yeah, pretty solid. Yeah. I know Marvel is all the rage, but we don't need constant stuff. We can just do like just follow one protagonist for 3 movies and then skip around. I don't know. You know, it used to be fun about comics or like super. You know, it's weird with Marvel because Marvel, I feel like, is making the mistake superhero unit. Yeah, which I think worked perfectly well. I mean, I know some people don't, which is fine. You don't have to like the original movies, but I the remember that the original movies were just 3 movies, and people like that solidly enough. Yeah. I kind of wish. Yeah. There's too much, I think. Yeah. It, Star Wars, especially, is so ridiculous with this because you don't need. Not everything needs to relate. Like, Star Wars is a universe, first and foremost. Star Wars is a universe. Like, you can just have stories set in the Star Wars universe that don't have anything to do with each other and keep it simple. You know? Like, crossovers and stuff are fun. So I don't decry people for liking crossovers. But I enjoy a good crossover. Yeah. Yes. But, like, you don't need. I don't know. I don't know. This come off. This comes a little bit off like Sunday morning quarterbacking, but Monday morning quarterbacking. Sunday morning quarterbacking is quarterback. So, but it's like I don't know. It doesn't stuff doesn't need to be complicated. Yeah. Welcome back. That would be fun. I hate this eye. I hate drawing eyes. The first eye is always fine. The second eye is a wily creature that. The first eye is always fine. The second eye is a wily creature that wishes to deceive you. So, Corpse, have you figured out how to use uh, Imgur? Yeah. Yeah, the start, I don't know. Oh. Why was that? Why was Noobs banned? That's so annoying. Sorry. I am having a good stream. Apparently, they noobs, whatever. Somebody gets upset over noobs. Yeah. Is it because it sounds like boobs? They're still. I have it set on pretty. Ugh, people. I am. The power kept going out, and I guess we're trying to figure out what is banned and what isn't banned. Yeah, I guess people got so dumb. It's like when Twitch banned the simping, the word simp. I was like, that's gonna do nothing. Shrimp, yeah, it's gonna do nothing. Hey, Robin. No, that's a banned word, Robin. That's an illegal word. You can't say that word. How's it been going, Day? No, no. How was the walk? How was your dog treating you? Did he meet other dogs? Cats? Squirrels? Pokemon? What's your dog's name? Um. So this is gonna be my last stream for the week because I'm heading to. I should probably. People know this. I'm heading to New York. Uh, Tomorrow for a couple of days. Uh, just gonna take a break from Houston. Uh, God, everybody's on right now. It's always fun when school starts. When school is officially over, my number. Yeah, that's cool. And then you're officially all caught up with the series. And then it's time to start reading the book. Are you sure you don't want to watch the Tim Burton show? The God, what a disaster that one was. That's the first. That's one of those movies where I was like young when I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, movies can be bad." Like that was my first revelation. That's like one of those where it's like I liked all movies, and then I'm like, "Oh no, these can be bad. These can be bad," which was a shock. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any other series that would be fun to watch. Yeah. I feel. Yeah, it turns out there's a lot of good movies. Surprisingly. I mean, that's a fun feeling. I think. Uh, Star Trek is probably another one that you might be into. Take a look into those at some point. What other shows are there that people should get into? Franchises. What other big franchises should? I'm trying to think. Lord of the Rings, uh, which has a new anime coming out, which I'm somewhat mixed on, but I guess uh, well, it looks good, so we'll see how that works. Um, Tolkien wrote a lot in Lord of the Rings for a lot of things about like Middle Earth and Lord of the Rings. So there's a whole lot of stuff about his about the world. There was even an aborted sequel attempt that he was working on that he never really did much with. There's like a chapter. He got like a chapter or two into it, and it's set in the relative future of Lord of the Rings. Man. Oh man, I'm so tired. I wanted to get one drawing at least done before I went away. Um, but I'm getting so tired. I don't think I can go on anymore, guys. Uh, I had planned to like come on earlier and do this, but things just got away from me. Um, um, okay. What do we think of her? Day tripper. Definitely. Are you doing any art? Yeah, screw it. Let's go on for a little bit more. 1 second. Hey, Mom. 1 second. I'll be right back. That's awesome. How do you guys like this uh angled thing I have going on? It's kind of by accident, but thank you, Howard. Thank you so much that I started doing this. But the way to like actually properly like align this stuff is to actually curve it a little bit, and then I started just kind of messing with it, and I kind of fell into this because I think it looks straighter inexplicably. Howard the Duck. He's Howard the Duck. And that's really cool that you did your last pour, your resin pour. What does it look like? I've never done resin before. I'm singing Howard the Duck very well. This Howard the Duck song from Howard the Duck. Oh, damn it, no. That's gonna get me in trouble. I mean, I am working off a reference, but yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Just see. Now I'm self-conscious. Now I'm thinking about it. I don't know. You just get. I don't know. I find I just get practice. I don't know. Now I have the yips. I have the yips. How's it going, Howie? How is it being a duck in a human world? Yep. Just practicing those eyes. I don't know. It just takes time. Like, I like when I try and emphasize to people. It's more about like, uh, you know, I would argue that like art is in many ways a skill more than a talent. It's like it's you just have to. It's about training yourself to do stuff. Well, he's Howard the Duck. He does fight turtles. That's just what he does. As somebody who has read Howard the Duck comics, I don't remember those storylines, but okay. I do remember Devil Cow, which is one of my favorite Marvel characters ever. Do you guys know of Devil Cow? Who? Oh, dude, they are so wild. I love them so much. Um, if you've never read, Steve Gerber is one of those guys who's considered, by real people in the know to be an underappreciated genius of comics. Anyways, so one of the first villains that Howard fights is do it. Yeah, watch that. One of the first villains Howard fights is It's Hell Cow. And Hell Cow. Are you curious who Hell Cow is? Well, I'll tell you. Hell Cow was a cow bitten by Dracula. So it's a vampire cow. That's Hell Cow. And it runs amok through the community. There's also Onion Man. Onion Man, who gets his powers from an interdimensional onion. Yes, the cow is immortal. Yeah, you don't want to bring your turtles around Howard. Yes, the cow is immortal. There's Onion Man. There's who. It's intergalactic onion that gives him the power. Howard the Duck comics are weird. I don't know if I've emphasized that they're very weird and goofy. Um, there's a lot of them. I assume so. Um, anyway, Hell Cow is now an anti is now a good girl, good good guy. Is on the good is a good guy. Is helping people out with their vampire cow abilities. Um, yeah. Howard the Duck. They're very strange and weird. And funny in a legitimate way. Uh, you know, not to go on a lot of rant, I won't. But there's a lot of comedy, comics out there, like comedy superhero comics out there that aren't really that funny, and I feel bad for them because they're not funny and they're trying so hard to be funny. It's like I never really get mad at stuff. Like I'm a creator and I try and write funny stuff, so I feel like I would be very hypocritical for going like, oh, this one isn't funny, and it's like that makes me mad. Like, I don't know. So, but there's a lot of comics out there that are just not fun. I don't know. They're just not funny. So it's very pleasant to find an actual comic that's quite funny. Like it has like an actual like sense of humor that can tell like jokes with setups and punchlines that make sense, which is difficult at times for them to do. I don't know. I find it hard at times to dislike certain comic like I find it hard to be like mad at like comedy comics that try to be funny. I don't know. Maybe I should be, but I don't. Like cuz a lot of them are like not like they're not offensive or anything, so it's like I'm not mad in a sense of like this is gross. I'm just mad and I'm I don't know. It's like I'm a dad. And I'm like, oh, you're trying here, and I appreciate that, but it's just not working. I'm just not. Yeah. Like, okay, so what they do a lot of the times is, because they all kind of do similar things, and it's very and I feel bad like talking about it, but so basically like they'll do a thing like um they'll go like, wow, that's like I think you're like awesome, I think like you're the bomb, or like they'll bring in a sort of an absurd character, and like comics have like a lot of absurd characters, and they'll just go like, wow, wow, I'm talking to a French gorilla, that's pretty wild. Guys, isn't that wild? Guys, isn't that wild? A French gorilla? I'm pausing. I'm pausing so I can let you laugh uproariously. Day Tripper, that's a joke in a comic book. That's a joke in a comic book that they do. Where it's a DC comic book. There is a character who is a French who is a French gorilla who's a gorilla who talks in a French accent, which is a very absurd concept character that is popped up a lot. And there's this. I was reading this comic recently. Don't want to say who it is because it feels mean to be mean. And a big joke that they make is they mention that he's a French gorilla. That's a joke. And they do those types of jokes a lot. Where they just go like, wow, this is so weird. It's a blank. And then that's it. Day Tripper, are you finding that... Wait, are you not finding that absolutely hilarious? I'm confused. Is that not funny? I know nobody here reads comic books, but I'm going to recommend one anyways because I like talking about it. If you are looking for a legitimately quite funny comic book, Matt Fractions. Matt Fractions comics are quite funny. Hello, Blueberry. It is good. It is good to see you. No, the joke. That's the joke. No, Day Tripper. I don't think you understand. That's the entire joke. Just saying that. Just saying that phrase. That's it. That's the entire bit. And that's pretty much what a lot of jokes are like in superhero comics. They'll just say something and that's going to be it. How's it been going, Blueberry Bean? They'll just say something. They'll just say an absurd thing and that's it. Yeah, it's... Oh, I'm talking about like kind of a really some not particularly great humor, kind of lame humor comics I was reading that I don't think are that funny and emphasize kind of a dorky, self-referential style that a lot of companies do, like comic book companies will do, that bug me, and more generally like just media companies in general. Where like they're when they want to be like irreverent, that's what they'll do. It's like, wow, look how weird, right? That's pretty funny how weird this thing is. And then that's it. That's it. Like the joke will be, remember this weird thing? Yeah, that's pretty funny. I don't know. This is all in a way to reference Matt Fraction, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, by Matt Fraction, which is legitimately funny and absurd. And if Yeah, look how weird and funny that is. And then Blueberry, what they'll do is they'll go, look how weird and funny that is. It's a awkward pause for laughter. Then, yeah, but that's awesome. Isn't this awesome? Pause for laughter. Like, it just, it doesn't make me mad, but it's, yeah, it doesn't make me mad. Like, I want to emphasize that that sort of humor doesn't really make me mad. I don't know. It feels mean to get mad at it because it's like, it's just like, jeez, really? You could hire like actual funny writers to write this dialogue. But then they hire then occasionally they hire like actual comedians to do it, and it's like, ooh boy, this is not good either because they try very too hard to be funny, like, and it's kind of flop sweaty. Uh, if I could give advice for anybody trying to write comedy, I know from me, whatever, but if I could give advice, um, good comedy tends to come from characters. From Good comedy comes from well developed characters, and you can wring a lot of really quite genuine laughs out of exploring your characters as exploring characters and character development. It's the same. Basically, it's the same rules as drama. Uh, develop your build strong characters, and you can get a lot of strong laughs out of that. Don't just throw reference in after reference and expect that to be funny. Although, I say that and I go like, yeah, sometimes reference humor is funny, but it's not all the time. Anyways, how's it going, Blueberry? How are things? How are things? What have you been up to these days? Okay, it was a Peacemaker comic. There, I said it. I said it. And what was bad is like the Peacemaker comic wasn't all dead on arrival gags. There were some legitimately funny ones in there, and it makes the kind of lame, dorky dorky humor that it does that doesn't work stand out all the more. There, I said it. I like the Peacemaker show. I think it's a good show. I think it's a good show. I think it has very strong comedic writing on it. So I was excited that DC sort of, kind of by accident, got handed got by accident got handed a new hero that it because boy am I bored with like the main heroes like the Batman. I'm bored a little bit with the mainstream heroes, and there hasn't been like a good B list hero to step up. So I was looking forward to it, and the comic is okay, but it's nowhere as strong. It should be. It's nowhere as strong as the show, which is which is disappointing. I don't like. I'm going to be honest. Outside of a few writers who are too expensive to afford for a full time series, and they wouldn't want to work on it anyways because money. Um, because they're not gonna like they're not gonna put up with that much obnoxious like editorial. But anyways, sorry. But anyways, I guess I'm all done now. Yeah. What was it doing? Sorry. I'm tired, guys. Oh. Has there been an ad break this whole time? No, obviously not. Hmm. Okay. You ever think, um, in real life, if like, you ever think in real life, okay, Superman. If you don't know, Superman is secretly uh, Daily Planet reporter Clark Kent. I was thinking about this in real life. If there was a revelation that Superman was hiding out as like Clark Kent was secretly Superman, and like Clark Kent was writing a bunch of stories about Superman, like that would be like a huge controversy, right? Like, yeah, reveal that he's Superman, but like that would be like what, dude? You're writing stories about yourself? That's a big conflict of interest. You can't do that. Okay, I think. Uh, Sorry. Well, clearly the night has died down. What's this button? Okay. The night has died down, so I'm probably gonna call it here, unless anybody else wants. I'm clearly also quite tired and burnt out, so I think this is as good a place as any to stop for the day. It's nice talking to people. Um, you know, uh, well, I'll talk about this when I come. When I come home. I'm gonna be. I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna be gone for 4 days in New York. Yeah, thank you. And then when we get back, I don't know. I don't know. I want to start doing new things on the channel. Um, I don't know what exactly yet, but I'd like to. So, but we'll talk about that when we talk about that. Okay. And I'm still on YouTube, I know.